and belief in God, support from the family. These are the things that take you through life.
¿Quién eres tú? ¿Dónde has estado? He removido cielo y tierra y no te encontré. Y llegas hoy tan de repente y das sentido a toda mi vida con tu querer.
ना मैं समझा ना मैं जाना जो भी तुमने मुझसे कहा है सेन्योरिटा, मगर फिर भी न जाने क्यों मुझे सुन के अच्छा लगा है सेन्योरिटा.
No desvíes la mirada, quédate cerca de mí.
मुझको बाहों में तुम घेरो, समझी ना सेन्योरिटा.
चाहत के दो पल भी दिल पाए, दुनिया में ये भी कम है क्या? दो पल को तो आओ खो जाए, भूले हम होता हम है क्या? सेन्योरिटा सुनो सुनो सेन्योरिटा कहते हैं हम क्या?
Jamás podré interpretar el sentido de las palabras que me dedicas, pero el calor de tu mirar me hace sentir como la más bella señorita.
निगाहों ने निगाहों से कहीं अरमानों की दास्तां है सेन्योरिटा. ये चाहत की.
Oh wow, what a beautiful and cute introductory video that was. Hello everyone, a very good evening and welcome to the Just Jeni show powered by Twell magazine to make a change. First of all, let me wish you all a very happy Dussehra from Team Twell. And yes, a conqueror is one who loves peace. Yes, this month of October being the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we have been interviewing a bunch of inspirational women. And today being the last week of this month, yes, here comes the hero of the show, the one Neerja Malik man, who's the Global Cancer Ambassador, the author of the book I Inspire, and the motivational speaker whom you saw on screen. That angel on earth is whom we are going to interview today. Yes, and we at Twell magazine started an initiative having Neerja ma'am as a face called It Starts With Me. Viewers, trust me, we have got almost 80 wonderful pledge videos pledging that yes, we will be spreading the awareness about breast cancer to at least 10 people around us. And today we are going to have a gleeful evening, a rendezvous with the queen, the goddess on earth, I would say, Miss Neerja Malik. And without any further delay, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome today's guest of the show, Neerja ma'am.
Hello, Jenny. Finally, I see you. Now, the only thing left, not to meet you virtually, but actually.
Yes, this is Neerja ma'am, guys. Ma'am, welcome to Just Jeni show, the most awaited person you are. The most awaited guest. Yes, people have started saying hello, good evening to you. Can you please give a big hi to everyone, ma'am?
Did you feel that?
Oh, wow. Ma'am, so how are you? Tell me. So how are you? How is your Sunday going on?
My Sunday is superb. I'm in Bombay with my mother and my sister and her husband, and I'm relaxing. Milka Singh.
Yes. You know, seeing you, I should say that you look like a fur doll, you know, fur teddy bear. That's what. Angel on earth is fine, but today you look like a furry teddy bear.
Okay.
Hello, Radhika. Big hug to you too.
Jenny and Radhika, before I proceed any further, immense gratitude
to yes,
to Siba and to you, my dear, because and to all the lovely people who took the effort to actually make those pledges. I'm very grateful to each and every one of you and to
Why
all the
won't they
love
do it, ma'am, for such a beautiful cause and for you? Why
that
won't they
comes
do it?
pouring in for me. Thank you so much. Thank you, dear.
Yes, ma'am. So before we get into the show and start giving you my questions, let me tell you, ma'am, you usually used to say, God is great. God is great. I today feel that soulfully. You know why? Last year, in South India Women Achievers Awards 2019, I was in the same auditorium as you were. I was watching you as one of the recipients of the awardee. I was watching you, I was admiring you. And today, just see, out of all the 400 women who got the awards, me, Jeni, had got the privilege, or rather, I would call it a blessing, to interview this angel whom I saw on stage admiring. Today, I'm with you virtually, getting to talk with you. So, yes, God is great, ma'am, as you always say.
So I'm all yours, Jenny, for as long as you want me to.
Yes.
You'll have to find
Yes.
it difficult to shut me up.
I never would. And let me tell you, ma'am, I know you have attended lots of sessions, live sessions, and interviews, and you would have got the same kind of questions. So today, I'm going to ask you a little bit of different kinds of questions, and I'm going to try to bring out the other side of Neerja, ma'am. Yes, you are a cancer ambassador, you are the author, you are a motivational speaker, whatever you are to the world. Today, I wanted people to see the other side of Neerja, ma'am. So ready for that?
Not the devilish side now. I want to maintain the.
Yeah, you're always an angel, ma'am. You're always an why do you have to talk about the devilish? You're always an angel. Yes. So let's start, ma'am. First, I would like to, today, what you are to the world. I know everyone, all of the viewers know, but I wanted to know who the little Neerja was. How was your childhood days? Who was Neerja, ma'am, years back? Before you encountered all these struggles in life or whatever you faced physically, the surgeries or the cancer or whatever you went through. Who was
Yes.
Neerja as a child? Take us back to your childhood.
Well, if you think that I look like a teddy bear, uh, I was exactly what I am today. Chubby. Someone says, "Ma'am, you look very cute." I used to look
And a
very
sharp
cute.
nose. Yeah, sharp and cute nose.
Can I
Yes.
tell you a secret about my sharp nose? So I
Yes,
was
ma'am.
actually called a forceps baby. And
Okay.
what happened was that when they actually yanked me out, I was born on the dining table, by the way, in Srinagar. And
Oh my God.
because my grandmother, her best friend was a gynecologist. So
Uh-huh.
my mother was
Okay.
made to lie down at home on the dining table, and I emerged into the world. So they needed the forceps to yank me out, and I had a kind of a Qutub Minar because I was yanked out with the forceps. So what
Okay.
my mother's mother, my maternal granny, would do every day, religiously and regularly, she would press my head
Shape your
on
head. Yeah.
my head. And
Okay.
so with the oil or cream or whatever, she would do this to my nose also.
Sharpening your nose. Okay.
Exactly. So my head
So
got.
is it genetic, ma'am? I thought your mom or dad would have had this sharp nose.
Oh, they do. They do. In fact, this is so strange, the questions you're asking me, because my mother and father both have sharp noses, and their mothers used to fight with each other that when they
Okay.
were my age,
Mhm.
they looked exactly like me. And
Oh,
the funny thing was, my maternal grandmothers would say my daughter looked exactly like her, and my paternal grandmother would say, no, my son looked exactly like her. So when they went for their honeymoon, guess what? They were both mistaken for brother and sister because of their sharp noses.
so you were like a model in the family. Everyone wants to look like you.
I
God is
look like
blessing with such
them.
beautiful futures. Yeah.
I look like them.
Yes. So tell us about your childhood days, ma'am. Who was Neerja years back? When you were a child, when you were a small girl.
Yes. Well, I was fat, chubby, cute,
Okay.
always
Okay.
laughing, loved people, loved animals. My family, both in my maternal and paternal side, are very loving people. And what I love about them is that they're not God fearing. You see, they're
Mm-hmm.
God loving. So I think by sheer osmosis, everything,
Mm-hmm.
flowed into us. And I'll let you into a little secret. My father used to call me his wounded soldier. And why?
Okay.
Because
Why?
I was such a tomboy. Jenny, if there was a wall, I had to climb it. If there was a tree, I had to climb it. If there was water, I had to jump into it. I mean, I think, you know,
A cute,
catching
active, naughty child.
very naughty. I used to, I remember in school, I used to switch off the electricity so that
Oh my God.
it feels so hot in Delhi.
In
And then
that
we would
generation, you just did all this, is it?
all, yeah, and by the way, my school got over 50 years back, class of 1970. So we have
Okay.
made a lovely 35 of us from that class got together, and we have made a lovely album. And each of us was given two pages with pictures
Okay.
and a little bit about ourselves. And I think it is a memento, it is a memory that I shall carry forever. But then I have a treasure house of memories. So,
So
Jenny,
sweet.
let me continue. So, um, because of all the love I got from my family members, I
Okay.
grew up feeling very secure and happy. And
Happy.
that
Same here.
security, that happiness just oozed out of me to all the people around me because I saw that love oozing out of my family members to everyone around me. So I took it for granted that that is a way of life. And I think every member in my family
Mm-hmm.
exudes the same positivity, the same joy divi, the same zest for life as I do. And I think I am so grateful to God to have
You
been
always are.
into
That is
these
something we learned from you. How to be
and
always be thankful and grateful to God.
very, very,
Okay,
very.
ma'am. My next question. Such a naughty, cute, bubbly Neerja. When did she start experiencing the first pain or the dark side of life? How did she feel? She was such a blessed girl with not much of problems, such a beautiful family. How did she feel when she first faced that pain or something? When she was diagnosed with cancer or whatever was the first pain or that dark side of life when it projected onto you? How was Nirja? How shattered was she shattered, or did she take it with a cup of smile, or how was she? I would like to know that.
So, I think the first uh, electrifying, and I use the word electrifying with a lot of feeling. The first electrifying moment in my life was, I think I was 10 years old. And we had gone to a place called Dehradun. And I had to go to the convent of Jesus in Mary with my mother and
Mm-hmm.
for an, an admission test. Now, I had come from Bombay from the fourth standard. So I was
Okay.
expecting to go into the fifth standard. So mom was getting ready. And I was busy making, feeling very grown up at 10 and making a toast for myself. And then the
Okay.
toast didn't pop out from the toaster. So I took a fork and I prodded, I prodded the toast in the toaster.
Okay.
And
Oh
I
my
got
God.
shocked, I got electrified.
Scary even to hear it. Yeah, as a 10-year-old.
My babe came running. She saw what was happening and she froze. She just
Okay.
froze. And my
Okay.
mother heard my yells and came charging out. She immediately figured out what was happening, so she ran to the
Okay.
electrical box, and she shut off the electricity. And then I was kind of okay. And my mother, she
Mm-hmm.
always said to me, everything happens for the best. And there are many times in life when I said, I've broken my wrist. How can it be for the best? I've just been shocked. How can it be for the best? I've fallen off a cycle. While I was in a sailing boat, the boat is capsized on me. How can it be for my good? But
Goodness,
guess,
yeah.
Jenny, her words ring true to me every time something happens to me. Because guess what happened when I went for the test? I think I must have been electrified into action. That the nuns, they said, oh, she's too good. She can't go into the fifth standard. So they directly gave me a double promotion, and I was put into the sixth standard. And that is
So that is the good thing you see in that.
so I feel that if you think that whatever happens in your life, it happens for the best, and you wait to get a little hint of what that best is out of the bad, the good out of the bad, good, bad, and ugly. I tell you, even the ugly and the bad sometimes is very
Beautiful.
So
Beautiful.
we just have to wait and watch and be open and receptive to whatever
Yes.
comes our way, whatever hint the universe gives us. We get hints all the time that this is what, or if we've done something, we get a reassurance. I mean, people say, yes, the flower fell into my hand. These things
Okay.
happen, these little miracles happen to
Yeah.
me continuously. Why? Because I am open. Now, I need to digress here because there's something that I'm very fond of, which is association of ideas. Let us say that someone has been diagnosed with breast cancer. Breast cancer,
Okay.
because I've gone through it twice. Breast cancer, because this is the month of breast cancer awareness, October, Pink October. And feels very shattered. Now, there are two ways of looking at it. One, I've been diagnosed and I've been given this because I have the faith, I have the strength, I have the power, I have the energy to face it. Okay.
Beautiful.
Or the other way of looking at the same thing is, oh my God, why me? What have I done to deserve this? I haven't even harmed a fly. Why? Oh God, why did you give this to me? Now, when that happens, you are digging your own grave. And when you are
True.
digging your own grave, where does the dirt go? Where does the mud go? It comes onto you. So you get pushed further, further, further. Now, we are all aware of Anjaneya. We're all aware of his other name, Hanuman. Supposing Hanuman is flying overhead and he sees Neerja in trouble, and Neerja is busy digging away, full of self pity and misery, awful, tragic. And he says, oh, let me help. But is Neerja aware that she can be helped? No. Neerja is so self-obsessed. Neerja is so upset. She in fact, with her self-pity and her tragedy, is digging herself deeper and deeper. Sometimes, when you dig yourself so deep, it's very difficult to come out.
True. Very
So,
true.
all right, we all have our bad moments. I have them too. There's nothing wrong in it. I cried too. It's not that you find me like a rock of Gibraltar throughout. I have my sad moments. It could be anything. It could be a dog that has been wounded. It could be anything. It could be, when I came to Bombay, I was living in a hotel because of, what is that? Quarantine. And one night, so thunderous, the glass was actually shaking. It made me feel that it would be shattering. And I felt bad because I was behind the glass. And I was seeing this lovely sang et lumière, thunder and lightning and rain. And all I could feel bad about was the people who were getting affected by it. So anything and everything can touch you if you are open and receptive. And I'll digress a little more. So mom always said, whatever happens, happens for the
Okay.
best. And I found it because right through my life, so much has happened. And that is what I have taken. This has happened for the best. There must be a lesson. And true enough, I've gone through so much. But my mother's voice, everything happens for the best. And you know what the best is? All my experience of 22 years of counseling cancer patients, of teaching in school, of being a social worker in school, has taught me that I can share this experience with
Yes,
others.
very,
And
very much.
the positivity, the love, the prayers, the blessings that people can get if only they are open to it, is what works wonders. So my father,
Beautifully said. Yeah.
you know what he used to say? When I was diagnosed with cancer, you're talking about a shattering moment. When I was diagnosed with cancer, I ran to him and I said, Papa, I'm going to fight cancer. And you know
Great.
what, gentlemen, he was in
He
the
said, face it. Am I right?
He
I
said,
read your article. Yes.
You did your homework, Jenny.
I've done a
Good girl.
lot of groundwork and homework about you, Neerja ma'am. I know. He
So,
said, face it. And that is where we have you, the conqueror. Yeah.
absolutely. And he said, why are you using the word fight it? Why don't you change it to face it? Because fighting is aggressive. And mind you, he was rewarded by the Indian government a mention in dispatches for the 1971 war. And he told me, why do you want to fight? Face it. Hum honge kamyab. We shall overcome. That is what
We
I
shall
learned.
overcome. Yes. So, people, viewers, I think you're watching these words, it applies to every woman or man who is watching this. Face it, that's what ma'am is saying, good or bad. All is well and all is good. So, ma'am, someone called Gautami has raised a question to you. Ma'am, I want to start a venture that will support single mothers and shattered women. Can I get some suggestions from you, ma'am? Because I want to be a change, but need the help of inspirers like you. She's about to start a venture that will support single mothers and shattered women. So she's asking some suggestions and pointers from you, ma'am,
You know what?
since you are an
Because
inspiration.
A, Jenny, I would really appreciate it if you could, put my cell number, or if you could share my email ID, for the simple reason
Sure,
that today
sure, ma'am. I think our team would do it. Yeah,
I
definitely.
would like to focus on the pink ribbon, and
Yes,
she
yes.
can contact me directly, and I'm sure I will be able to share much more with her on a one-to-one basis.
Yes, Team 12, please put on a comment or in this title, Neerja ma'am's contact details so that she can directly contact her and get some pointers. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So, my next question. I read that you were first diagnosed with cancer when your kids were just 7 years old.
Yes.
Reading that gave me chills because that is an age where any child would need the mother's warmth more than anything else on earth. That being said, how did you manage, ma'am, when you were going through the chemotherapy or that cancer treatment? How did your daughters take it? How did you balance motherhood?
My
What was your
son and daughter.
frame of
I have
mind
a
at that
son and a daughter. So
okay.
when I was diagnosed, uh, you know, my husband and I sat in the car after hearing the news of this night. We've got bad news for you. You've got cancer. And that day was, it was Friday the 13th.
Oh my God.
And the doctors kept me very busy that day because I had to go for various tests. I met, the oncologist. It was actually Dr. Stone of Apollo Cancer Hospital who actually diagnosed me, and then he took me to Dr. Ramesh, the oncologist, and he took me to Dr. Hemant Raj, the surgeon. And so that day was very busy. So we got into the car, and I suddenly remembered, oh my God, I have 2 lunches to go to. So one of them is watching this program. So I told my husband about the other one. I said, please call her up and say that I will not be able to make it for lunch. And my friend Veena Shroff, who's watching, I know. I said, I'll go home and I'll call her.
Okay.
Friday the 13th of
This was in
1998.
1998, if I'm right.
Absolutely right. 22 years back, 22 and some. So my husband, Mandi, called up this friend of ours, Geeta, and told her that, Neerja will not be coming for lunch. So obviously she will ask, why not? And then my husband said, she's been diagnosed with cancer. Do you know what my immediate involuntary reaction, reflex action was? To take my fist and hit him on his shoulder, hit him hard on his arm. And my question to him was, why did you say that I've got cancer? Why can't you just say that I've got a bad stomach? Now, not because I was scared of the word cancer, but because I hadn't had time to deal with it. See, all of us need a little time. Therefore, it's not wrong to cry, not wrong to hurt, not wrong to suffer. But when you have gone through all these feelings, just thank them for making you feel lighter and let go. So what had happened was that I was frantically running with my husband from pillar to post, doctor to doctor, and whatever tests we could get done, we got done that day. It was Friday. And I just had, I needed to do all this. And then we were nearing home. My home is like not even 7 minutes by car from the hospital. And I knew my twins were going to come. And I didn't want them to know that everything was wrong. So wiped my tears. And then I was lambo jolly. Now what happened is, when I could, I wept for 3 days.
Okay. Yeah.
The third day, tube light, enlightenment. It suddenly occurred to me that, God didn't come down and say, your days are numbered. God didn't say, you're going to die. It was, after all, a human being.
Yeah.
So I love the name of that shampoo, No More Tears. I wiped my eyes.
No more tears, yeah.
I wiped my tears and I took a determined decision that I am going to live for my twins. And that was 22 plus years back. And I've gone through another bout of cancer, many surgeries. In 2018, I went through septicemia. I was rushed to the hospital 3 times. I had 210 injections from here. But guess what? Drid Nischay in Hindi means determined decision. I am living for my twins, my family, my husband, my in-laws, my friends, and all the patients that I have counseled over the last 22 years who are very, very close to my heart. And we're in touch. We're in touch. They've gotten out of it. I have lost some of them. But God is great. That connect.
God is great. True.
That connect with.
Very true, ma'am. So you are the perfect example of turning your negatives into positives, or turning all the bad vibrations into good vibrations, and how we have to face life and deal with it. Beautiful. So, ma'am, now my next question is, yes. So you have been counseling so many cancer patients, okay? So when was the point? When did you realize that this cancer counseling is the purpose of my life? When did you take it up so seriously? Something which started up, just like that with the flow. When did you take it so serious and felt that it's the purpose of your life on earth?
My vocation. Okay, so it's very strange. I always feel that God has a plan.
Yes.
So he made me into a naughty, gregarious, friendly child. And even in school, but in the nursery, if there was a new child, I would be made to look after that new child. And I remember telling the mothers, you know something, auntie, don't worry. She'll be fine. She might cry a little, she'll be fine. So from that age, people have been confiding in me. Yes, I have broad shoulders. So they have been confiding in me. So nature, I love people, the different empathetic viewpoint. And strangely enough, I did my graduation in social work. So what does it
Okay.
teach
Yeah.
you? It teaches you casework, group work, community work. It kind of sets all these things, and not to forget, ours was the second batch of bachelor's, BSW, Bachelor's of Social Work,
Social.
in the Institute of Social Sciences in Bombay. And I then automatically started my MSW. But by that time, MSW the syllabi hadn't been segregated or separated. So I felt very bored. I'm a Gemini. I felt a little bored. So I didn't waste any time. I just left MSW and immediately joined B.Ed. So I
Okay.
got the skills of a teacher, someone who can talk to others, can explain things to others. And so now God's plan was, all right, let her do her graduation in social work, let her do a B.Ed, let her work in a school as a social worker. So I worked in Diamond Jubilee School. It was a boys' school in Mazgon Docks in Bombay, the Aga Khani School. Then, as a social worker, then we were transferred out of Bombay and we came back, and I was a teacher of the fourth standard in GD Somani, again in Bombay. So
Yes.
that also happened. And then we got married in 78. So by the time we came back, it was about 83. We then shifted in 86 to Chennai, which is where
Okay.
I reside
86.
now. 86, 22nd of May, 86.
You're
I,
so good at
I,
remembering dates,
I,
man.
I
Lovely.
don't know, it just happens naturally.
Magic. You're a magic lady.
But it irritates a lot of my friends because I tell them, oh, this I bought in this year in this place. Oh, this is what happened. And you know what they hate most of all? When I tell them things like, hey, yeah, you're 6 years younger or you're 8 years older or something. And there's one friend of mine who I've known since I was 2 and I'm 66 now. So when she's around, I introduce her to people. And I say, hey, I've known her since I was 2. And then she says, you want to tell people your age, do it. Why are you telling them mine? So, it can be upsetting. But with all this background, then I had a lot of miscarriages. Then what happened was I had a stillborn in the 8th month. Then
Okay.
I had twins who were 2 months and 5 days premature, and I was in a nursing home in Bombay for a month. I got in on the 4th of June, 1990, and the twins were due on the 9th of September. But in this Elizabeth nursing home, I was there for a month on absolutely boiled, saltless food. And I was simultaneously, my BP was 270 by 140. And I was simultaneously under a lot of, Depen, Aldomet, a lot of blood pressure medication. And
Yeah.
then guess what? My twins were born 2 months and 5 days prematurely. So I was rushed to Breach Candy Hospital, from the Elizabeth Nursing Home. They were put into, another thing, they couldn't give me general anesthesia because if with that high blood pressure, I was given general anesthesia, I would perhaps go into a coma. So they were yanked out, cesarean, they were put into two separate incubators. One incubator stopped working.
How
Both
much
of them
does
were
your
so,
body bear, ma'am? Seriously. We
they were
couldn't
so
just, bear a small injection. But I don't know how your body and mind bore all this and you're smiling today. Beautiful.
God is great. God is great.
Yes.
God is great.
And it
And
really strengthens us, women like us. When we see you, we think when Neerja ma'am can do this, why can't us? You are
exactly,
truly an inspiration.
Jenny, that is the ace up my sleeve. I've written a book called I Inspire with
Yes.
the 10 treasures that I've discovered in my life. And the bottom line is, when I'm counseling patients, I always say, listen, this has happened, and if I can do it, so can you.
Wonderful.
So sometimes patients have come to me when they don't want to live. They have come because their family has forced them to come to me. They just want to curl up and die. They want to be left alone. And then I start talking. God is great. He's given me the gift of the gab. Call it what you will. And I just talk. And all the love flows out of me. Then another thing I need to tell you, Jenny, is that I say the same thing. But the amazing thing is that the same thing is said separately, differently, as if like an arrow, it hits the heart that I'm talking to. You understand? So I always believe that there is a power that puts this. I am but an instrument. And
Always.
this, I am totally open, receptive. I'm just an instrument. Because I could not have done any
You're
of the
not just an instrument, ma'am. You're a powerful tool of God. You're a powerful instrument, not just
that
an instrument.
that is a lovely way of putting it. And I'm grateful that I have the opportunity. I'm very grateful. So I've taken you through a major part of my life and I've shown you that there are always two sides to every coin. And a lot depends. So I tell my patients, I said, see, your coming to me is not going to change the fact that you have cancer, but I can change your perception to it. I can change the way you perceive it, and I can change the way you look at it, and then I can change how you cope with it.
You can mold us. You can mold the person who is going through trauma.
That is the word. Once they start, so a patient doesn't want to, hear me out, will sit like this. Then I start talking. And the demeanor of the person changes. I talk,
Yeah.
and the person comes forward. And then I end it by saying, finish with your treatment fast and come and help me. I need you. Because just as
Superb.
you saw me go through counseling you, anyone in your locality, and this happens often, anyone in your locality will think that you are the veteran, you are the conqueror.
Yes.
They will come to you for advice. And you have seen me, the way I talk to you, the way I explain it, whether it's about surgery, chemotherapy, radiation. You will be the one to teach them, to hold their hand, to take them through diagnosis, treatment, getting better, becoming perfectly fine, and moving on in life. So imagine, Jenny, throw a stone. Don't you see ripple after?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I throw a few words. I mixed with a lot of love. The heaviness gets into the water. Ripple after ripple of counselors are there to take on the job and pass the good word. So that is what I rebel with. This is what I'm trying to tell you, that God had a plan And he decided that I'm going to make her go through so much that anyone who meets her, anyone who reads her book, will be able to identify with at least a part of it that has happened in their life. We'll be able to see how she fulfilled it. What were the thoughts? What was the emotion? What was the feeling? What was the strength? And they will learn from it. The strange thing is that I have managed to, or what I say has managed to impact a lot of people I've lost. And I just hope that this movement, this ripple after ripple, carries on. And all is well.
I truly wish that the world understands the power of kindness. As you said, when we throw a stone on a pond, the ripples, the positive vibrations, how good it is. You're a living example for that, ma'am. I wish, all see this and change for the better, this world, to create a better earth. So, ma'am, now I have a question that, you have been, I don't have any idea. You would have counseled so many people and patients, but there's another side to that. You cannot assure that each and every human or every individual whom you're giving the counseling would survive cancer and come out of it. There may have been people who had left the earth. So, is there any touching incident, any particular person whom you counseled, whom, you put your hope on to, finally you lost them? Somebody like that, or any incident like that? I wanted to bring out the practical reality of this thing. That's the reason I'm asking this question.
Jenny, people make family trees. They start with their grandparents, great grandparents, and they
Yes.
come down, and the tree gets made, and so many children, and then children's children. In our family, we have made a cancer tree
Oh,
because in my family, in 3 generations, we have about 40 cases.
oh my
And
God.
let me tell you something that on the 8th of March 2004, well, I started counseling patients in the same hospital that I was diagnosed in the December of the same year. On the 8th of March 2004, I started the Apollo Cancer Support.
Okay.
And by then, I had made 20 wonderful, vivacious, humorous, fun-loving women who had also gone through cancer. We used to
Okay.
meet and we used to have a class. So by
Oh,
the
nice.
time I actually started this, it was those 20 that I involved in this. And then within a week, Jenny, we were down to like maybe 4 or 5 of us. No, they didn't. Nothing happened to them. They didn't. They're fine. God is great. But when they came there, the feelings they had over there, this is when I was diagnosed. This is where I had my chemotherapy. This is where the CT scan was done, the PET scan was done. This is where the MRI was done. This is where my blood sample was taken.
Okay.
They started coming. So I then took 3-4 months trying to make them come back. And then they turned to me and they said, "You were diagnosed here. Don't you feel the same way? And don't you get scared when you see these different places where you were diagnosed, where so much blood was taken, where, in the early days, now you have very fine needles, but in 98, when the pathologist came at me, we play holy with those pitchkaris. I promise you, the needle and the injection was like that. It was that big. And that is what a fine needle aspiration cytology is. FNAC was done. The second time when I got it in 2004 November, It's very, very fine needle. And it was monitored on, a machine in front of us, a sonography machine. So you could see that this is where the needle is going, this is where the tumor is, this is how it's taking out fluid or tissue from there. So there's a vast difference, even between what I went through in 98 and what I went through in 2004. So earlier it was just surgery. And then the second time I got a shock of my life when I saw my doctor. I thought I was in some, like some, ET or some science fiction place. Because I opened my eyes and there were these long eyes.
Okay.
And then a well-known voice, my doctor, my surgeon, Dr. Vijay Bhakti, he said, Neerja, it's okay. This is only me. I said, what are you doing? He said, no, I have binoculars in my glasses. So I'm doing what is called a microsurgery. So you understand, between 98 and 2004, surgery became microsurgery.
Yes,
And
yes.
the first time I had chemotherapy in 98, I was so sick. I was continuously puking, throwing up. The second time, I didn't even vomit once. So not only were the medicines improving for chemotherapy, even the medicines meant to prevent the side effects were improving. So you understand. And then I made a joke out of it because the first time I was given Amset to prevent nausea and to prevent vomiting. The second time I was given Granny set. So I said, wow, this is the granny of the Amset. That's why you understand. The third time, now in my days, there was what is called cobalt. Now you can shop for the variety of radiation you want. Because the wonderful thing is that earlier, when I was diagnosed the second time, the heart specialists, the cardiologists were very keen to know how my heart had taken it. For the simple reason that chemotherapy affects the heart. And before going in, she turned to me for my second test in 2000. She said, you have a good heart. So I said, of course I know I have a good heart. And we came out. And yes, God is great. My heart was rocking. It was doing all the correct things. So a lot goes into what used to be and what is. Now, in those days, the rays would come straight at the breast and go through the breast into the organs behind the heart and the lungs, which is why the cardiologist wanted to know how things were. Now, you have these wonderful machines where the rays go outward, and then if this is the bed of the tumor, then the rays go out and then they come and they become small and only affect the bed of the tumor. So when you go shopping for your radiation, you see the vast. Yes, so I tell people, okay, if you were hassled about being diagnosed 50 years back, 100 years back, I can understand. But look at the difference between 98 and 2004. And that was 2004. What a change there would be from 2004 to 2020. Look at the advancement in science. Look at the medication. Look at the different ways of doing it. So I promise you, there'll come a time when we can walk into a chemist, show a prescription for a cancer patient, take the medicine, and go home. God willing, this too shall come to pass.
It will come true, ma'am, because it's coming out of your mouth. Yeah.
Jenny, let me tell you that people with blood pressure, people with diabetes, are in more danger than people with cancer. Because with, I keep saying early detection, why are we spreading this video on self breast examination? Because early detection makes it curable. Cancer is curable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
prevention, awareness, prevention, cure. And this video of about 4 minutes is going viral. And I'm so glad to Twell to passing it on. And I'm also passing it on to, I think so many people have received, they're friends of mine who have just sent it to everyone. They've sent the video, they've sent the link to everyone. It's sitting on my YouTube, Neerja Malik official. And the 3 videos, one is about the pledge, one is about what this campaign is all about, and one is about the self breast examination. So, women, when we were young, all these things were not available. Please, you are in such a wonderful time and space that you can make the most of the time you have in spreading this knowledge, spreading awareness for the month of October. And it doesn't end in October. This awareness can be the whole year through.
Yes.
You know, and not just for October, not for Pink October. We're both in pink, I see. I love the frame of everything in pink. We are in the pink of health, but it need not be spread in the pink month of October. Please carry on your good work, especially those 80, 85 women who've taken the pledge. And I know for a fact that they have spread the word. And
Yes.
we said 10 people around us minimum, but I know they've gone way beyond 10. And
Yes,
why
definitely.
people? Why not women? Because men can get breast cancer also. Please be alert. I have personally taken about 5 to 7 men for tests to make sure that one bump is not cancerous. And yes, this is another thing. Each and every tumor may not be malignant or be cancerous. It can be a benign tumor. So please don't panic. And when people tell you, go and get your mammogram done, you can go a couple of years once you're 35 or 45, whatever your gynecologist or your doctor tells you. Please, doc is God and God is doc, is what I
Yeah.
have learned. And so these are the little tips. Please, and don't feel that I'm telling you to go for a mammogram or something because you're going to discover something. No. A mammogram, especially as you're growing older, a mammogram is taken as a baseline so that your future mammograms can get compared. And if there is one little bump sitting there, or a fibroid or something sitting there, and it doesn't change, you can rest assured that all is. So if men can go every year for an annual medical health checkup, so can women. Please take care of yourself because as far as women are concerned, they put themselves on the back burner. Oh, we'll do it another time. Oh, I have to run. If your kids or your in-laws, your parents or your husband, someone for your neighbor, you will be the first one who will rush to their aid. And now men and women, please remember, especially the men, you have wives, you have girlfriends, you have mothers, you have aunts, you have grandparents, you have neighbors who are there. Remember that you too can support this campaign and spread the good work and ensure that everyone in your family benefits these things are.
Yes, dear people. So, ma'am had said it all actually. Yeah, she has said it all. She even explained very clearly how it was right back, in the 1998 and 2004, and right now in 2020, which means it is so promising, so positive that cancer is just another disease, like maybe a fever, you can take it up, right, ma'am? That is how you should take. So, women, men, yes, this is just another disease, and we can, get through it. Be positive. And Team 12, yes, please do play the self examination video. Let's get into the video, please, now.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you.
Breast cancer is the most common cancer. It is estimated that 1 in 14 women before the age of 75 will develop breast cancer in her lifetime. You can keep a lookout for breast abnormalities, starting with a visual examination of your breast with your arms by your side in a neutral position in front of a mirror. Look for any of the following: changes in the shape and size of one breast, dimpling or puckering of the breast skin or nipple, persistent rash or change in the skin around the nipple, nipple eversion, retraction, bleeding or unusual discharge, skin redness or soreness of the breast, accentuated veins of the surface of the breast, unusual swelling of one upper arm. Adopt the following 2 positions. Raise your arms above or behind your head. Press your hands on your hips and tense your chest muscles. These 2 positions allow for a closer inspection of the following: changes in the shape and size of one breast, dimpling or puckering of the breast skin or nipple. To feel for changes in your breast, underarm, and collarbone areas more accurately, do so by lying down because the breast tissue spreads out evenly across your body. This makes it easier to feel for lumps. What you should look out for: a lump, swelling, or thickening in the breast or underarm area, any enlarged lymph nodes at the underarm and above the collarbones. Lying down. How to examine your breasts when lying down. Elevate your right shoulder by placing a folded towel or pillow underneath. Extend your right elbow outwards and place your right hand under your head. Use the pads of your 3 middle fingers and apply pressure to feel your breast tissue in a circular motion. Use 3 varying pressure levels, light, medium, and firm, to feel for all the breast tissue from the skin level to tissues closest to the muscles and ribs before moving on to the next area. Examine the whole breast systematically in a clockwise or anti-clockwise direction. Press down over your nipple with 3 varying pressure levels in a circular motion. To check for lumps at your underarm area, put your arms by your side. Start in the hollow of your underarm and move towards your breast, making overlapping small circular motion. To check above the collarbone, use light pressure and move in a circular motion. Repeat the same steps on your left side. How often should you perform breast self-examination? The best time to perform a self-examination is about a week after the start of your menstruation. It is more effective to perform on the same day of each month if you are no longer menstruating, pregnant, breastfeeding, or have breast implants. It is important to understand that breast self-examination can complement breast cancer screening, but it is not a substitute for it. Most lumps or changes in the breast are not cancerous, but as a precaution, it is advisable to consult a doctor as soon as possible.
This is it. So, viewers, hope you all had a look into it, which was so insightful and useful. And thanks to
Thank
our
you so
partners,
much.
Vicky and Born to Win, for being a part of this wonderful initiative along with Neerja ma'am. So, ma'am, now usually in my show, before winding up, I used to have a rapid fire question round for which I would be asking simple, silly questions, you can say. And I need instantaneous one word or one sentence answers. So, shall we get into it?
I was always scared of tests. I was always a
Oh, this isn't
like,
a test, ma'am. This is just a game. You can take it to be a game. You love games, I know.
people send me questions. Sometimes I may or may not bother to look at them. You didn't even bother to send me any questions.
No. For Neerja ma'am, no questions. It's everything is going to be on spot. Yeah,
All
that
right.
is our strategy. Okay, so we'll get into it. Okay, so what's your favorite book? Your
I
favorite book?
inspire. I
I
inspire.
inspire. Yes, I know this would be the answer.
By the way, I need to tell the world that I have written 10 chapters of
Okay.
my book, and it will be out like hot cakes pretty soon.
Soon I'll grab a copy of it and read it, ma'am. Definitely, I think I have to give it a read. Yeah. And who's your inspiration?
My parents, my in-laws, people of that generation were a class apart.
True.
And
Very
I don't think anyone can even measure up to the level of principles, character, love, affection, embracing everyone to themselves, my parents and
yes.
the elders.
Okay. Next is your favorite quote. Any quote that you always follow or always have in your mind.
Two, please. God is great,
God
and
is
this
great. Yes.
too shall pass. This too shall pass.
Awesome. Awesome. Beautiful, ma'am. And what's your favorite food? I'm so interested in knowing this. What do you eat? What do you, love eating? What's your favorite food?
I eat anything and everything that comes my way. I love food. If I go out, I normally eat non-vegetarian. Uh,
Okay.
People say that they have a sweet tooth. I All my teeth are sweet. I cannot do without sweet stuff. I just love any mithai, whether it's mishti dori
Anything which is tickling your butts, good for your taste buds, you enjoy. Wonderful.
or
I'm also like that. I don't have anything specific or favorites. I eat anything that tickles my taste buds.
well,
Okay.
darling,
So,
the tickling of your taste buds hasn't gotten to your, hip. So I need to
it
zip my.
won't.
Shouldn't get
It
on.
won't. Because I work out, I see that, I don't give too much importance to my taste buds. Love to be in shape.
Everyone, please listen to what she says. Take time out because our health is wealth.
Yes, very true.
And
Yeah.
let me
Somebody's asked, Prachi has asked, what is the name of the new book that you have written?
secret. No, it's not called
Yes,
the
it's a
secret. The
suspense.
name
Sorry,
is,
Prachi, it's a suspense. So let's wait until ma'am, unveils it.
I
And
have a
final
name.
question.
Yes, tell me, Jen.
Yeah. Final question, ma'am. What is your favorite pastime activity? What do you do other than counseling cancer patients? What are your favorite pastime activities?
Let me tell you, I love to be in prone position. I just like to lie down. I like to listen to music because when
Okay.
I'm upright and when my brain is working and I'm thinking things, I'm giving talks continuously, and even the flow of what I say. I mean, I live every moment that I speak. So when all this is over, I love to lie down, listen to music, and I love to play. My daughter has a little puppy uh, called Cuddles.
Okay.
I call her Cuddles, and I play with Cuddles. And yes, I love to communicate with people, and life is good. There are times when I just look out of the window and I see, you know, you suddenly get a view of mangoes that are growing, or you suddenly get a view of a cow walking down your main road with its calf behind, because no one walks on the road anymore. Okay, so in boat club, right? I'm sitting in the balcony. I love to sit in the balcony, and this
Okay.
cow is going by in a very sedate position. This little calf is, you know, trotting behind it, and it's like here from my mother's house, I saw a kite
Mm-hmm.
across at the other building, sitting in Titanic pose with its face to the wall. So it looked like it had, it was a self-imposed punishment. So whenever I can, that day there was thunder and lightning, I love to capture things in my
Awesome.
mind and in my cell phone. And something else that I love to do is to write poetry, write
Oh,
rhyme verse. And
yes.
people tell me that sometimes when I'm talking or writing, I go into a kind of a trance because I really live those wonderful moments that have miraculously come my way. And there is nothing but gratitude for the wonderful life I have.
And Tina ma'am had asked a question. Who is your favorite singer? She wants to know your favorite singer.
Lata Mangeshkar
Lata
and
Mangeshkar.
Hemant Kumar, because they have such soulful and but in those days there was Kishore Kumar, there was Rafi, there was God, there were so many S.T. Burman, they were fantastic singers. Geeta, so there Asha Bhosle. There
Asha
is a
Bhosle. Yeah.
gamut.
Very soulful singer.
Yes, they were fantastic singers. And of course, what made the songs even more beautiful were the words, the lyrics, uh, the enacting. There was nothing harsh. There was nothing. It was also
Yeah.
soft. And,
So graceful, so peaceful. Yes.
aankhon hi aankhon mein ishare. So it was a very non-verbal kind of communication, whether it was a romantic thing. Yeah, I could lose myself in those scenes. Yes, absolutely.
So Sumaya wants to know what is life to you, Neerja ma'am? What is life to you?
Life is beautiful. And
Life is beautiful.
you always think that nothing better could happen, but life becomes colorful and it shows you different dimensions, different heights. When you look at the moon, you can get uplifted, you hear music, you get transported to another realm altogether. So at
True.
every moment, even the raindrops, it just makes me feel so alive. I love it. I love life. And fantastic things, miraculous things keep happening because I know that if you're open, then the sky is your limit. In fact, beyond the sky, beyond the planet, beyond everything, it's your limit. There is no limit, come to think of it. Now, what
Yes.
about the pranav? Om, the sound of Om. It can move you. Sometimes I get moved to tears. And I just feel very happy, very content. And I've loved every moment with you, Jenny. Now I look forward to actually meeting you in person.
Yes, yes, yes. I'm gonna meet you in December 2020, ma'am. Please don't forget me. I'm gonna give you a big hug on stage, okay, and take a nice
I,
picture with you.
I give everyone virtual hugs and kisses. and
Yes,
blessings.
thank you so much. Same to you, ma'am. And that being said, we are almost going to just 2 months more to witness Saiva 2020. And, now that all our viewers are watching, let's watch a video montage of Saiva 2019, wherein you were also a big part of it. So, Team 12, please play on the video, please, so that we all can watch together before winding up the show.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Madre, madre, வாராகும் கீழல்கள் துணிவோடு பாருங்கள் திமிரோடு சீருங்கள் வாருங்கள் வாருங்கள் பூமியின் கோலங்கள் இது உங்கள் காலம் இனிமேல் உலகம் பார்க்கது போகும் மனிதன் வீரங்கள்
Women Achiever Award.
South India Women Achievers Award.
Saiva.
Saiva. Saiva. Saiva.
Saiva.
அன்னை தங்கை மனைவி என்று நீ அடித்த உயர்வை உங்கள் பாதைக்குள் பற்றும் அந்த தீயை எதிர்க்கும் நீ பயமின்றி துணிந்து செல்ல உன்னை பெண் என்று கேலி செய்த கூட்டம் ஒரு நாள் உன்னை வணங்கிடும் உயர்ந்து அன்னை தங்கை மனைவி என்று நீ அடித்த உயர்வை உங்கள் பாதைக்குள் பற்றும் அந்த தீயை அழிக்கும் நீ பயமின்றி நீ பயமின்றி நீ பயமின்றி துணிந்து செல்லு
There you were, like a lioness in the video in Saiva 2019. And 2020 is going to be even more huge and magnificent with your presence, ma'am. So we are all looking forward to meet you
I
there.
wish Saiva all the very best. And I know one thing that I like
Thank
about
you.
Deepak is that he goes and authenticates the applications as far as the social aspect is concerned. And it takes, I think last year he did between 4,000 to 5,000 kilometers in his car, going and, seeing things with his own eyes and authentic. That is what I love. And I wish Saiva all the very best and look forward to being there.
Thank you so much, ma'am. The organizer, Mr. Deepak, is a person who wants to empower women from the depth of his heart, and he's working hard towards it. And yes, we all will be the supporting pillars in this venture.
Absolutely.
So, ma'am, before winding up the show, I want to ask you this question. So, how do you feel now? How do you feel about, or what do you feel about this evening, this Sunday evening spent with me at the Just Jeni show from Twell magazine? A few words for me, please.
Jeni, you rock the show. You rock the show.
Me or you, ma'am? No, I don't think I rock this show. It's you.
Jeni, I have been watching you very carefully over the last maybe some months, and I find that you have picked up the nuances. You are very, very sensitive to the person, to your guest. You are a wonderful host. And I mean, the kind of questions you made me like open out. Of course, I'm a big talker, but you obviously did your homework very well. one thing I forgot to say that I love to do, and that is to dance. I love music and I love to dance. And maybe next time, sweetie, we'll all get together in Chennai and have a jig, do a jig to the music.
Sure. I'm waiting for that moment.
When the cyber music was going on, I could feel myself moving, so we'll
Dancing. So let's come on, rock the dance floor at Cyber 2020, ma'am. Yes, people. So watch it, keep watching, and we wanted you all to be a part of our journey. And yes, you're going to see Neerja Malik, ma'am, and yes, me too, rocking the dance floor at Cyber 2020 stage. Done, ma'am. Done.
God bless. Thank you very much, Twell, Saiba, Jeni, Deepak, and everyone who made the effort to give their time and give their pledges, because I know, by the way, each and every pledge till the end of October.
Ma'am, a golden whistle for all of us, please. Someone, Team 12 wants a golden whistle. Yes. Come on.
All right, we'll do. But thank you. All you pledges, if there is such a word, and each of your pledges, don't be disappointed. Each of your pledges will come before the month ends. And now for the whistle.
1, 2, 3.
How was
Here
that?
we go. What a game-changing show it was. I can, swear that this show with you, ma'am, it's going to be a game changer in the episodes, journey of Just Jeni show. You were such a real angel on earth. You were and you are and you will be. And yes, a conqueror, a person who masters his or her soul completely can be called as a conqueror of conquerors. And today she was such a wonderful lady. So viewers, I think now you all would have known, breast cancer is just another disease. Like how we get our headache or a fever. Don't, no need of all such exaggerations. Let's treat it, let's accept it, whatever life offers or God offers it. Good or bad, let us accept it with a neutral mind. And yes, just like this Neerja Malik, ma'am, just like this goddess on earth, we all can rock this life. So with this positive note, I'm ending this month-end show as well as the show. And next week, yes, I'll be meeting you all with another wonderful, inspiring personality. Until then, big kisses and hugs from me and Neerja, ma'am, to all of you. Bye-bye.
Love and belief in God, support from the family. These are the things that take you through life.
¿Quién eres tú? ¿Dónde has estado? He removido cielo y tierra y no te encontré. Y llegas hoy tan de repente y das sentido a toda mi vida con tu querer.
ना मैं समझा ना मैं जाना जो भी तुमने मुझसे कहा है सेन्योरिटा, मगर फिर भी न जाने क्यों मुझे सुन के अच्छा लगा है सेन्योरिटा.
No desvíes la mirada, quédate cerca de mí.
मुझको बाहों में तुम घेरो, समझी ना सेñorita.
चाहत के दो पल भी मिल पाए दुनिया में ये भी कम है क्या, दो पल को तो आओ खो जाए, भूले हम होता हम है क्या सेñorita. सुनो सुनो सेñorita कहते हैं हम क्या.
Jamás podré interpretar el sentido de las palabras que me dedicas, pero el calor de tu mirar me hace sentir como la más bella señorita.
निगाहों ने निगाहों से कहीं अरमानों की दास्तां है सेñorita. ये चाहत की